light will go off. And then
Hi, everybody. Are we starting this, or is Spencer doing blow in the back?
Both!
New sound, Joel?
Sounds about right.
hey, Neill. Hi.
Hi.
You can watch that screen, or you can watch that screen. We got some shit for you, buddy boy. Go. Yeah, go. Okay.
Alright, and get ready, guys.
Go.
Go.
shit. Welcome to the roast of Neill McLaughlin, everybody. God, you look like shit, buddy. Glad to see you dressed up in something from the 1930s. Let's give a big hand to Sue Matson and the boys over there. Woo, that gave me a headache, more like running for the hills. Sue, don't quit your hand job, honey. You got a while before you can make it to the Sunset Strip. Or I mean into a venue on the Sunset Strip. Oh boy. Let's give a big hand for all the comedians who put so much effort into all of these events that we have. Hours and hours and hours of effort. What a noble pursuit to make small town stand-up comedy your life's pursuit.
Yeah!
Oh, really? You will definitely be remembered, at least by the 20% of the people who aren't blacked out during your set. Maybe you find solace in being remembered by your fellow comedians. I know it's a really tight-knit group here. I'd say that number drops down to about 5% not blacked out during your set. That 5% has a name, ladies and gentlemen. It's Neill McLaughlin over here. You don't have a drink, Neill? Do you want a drink? You're still not drinking? This is going to suck for you, man. We have found 10 of the most outrageous losers who have nothing better to do with their lives than spend hours trying to think of ways to insult you to boost their low self-esteem. This group takes comedy very seriously. They watch comedy videos, they listen to comedy podcasts, they read scholarly articles about the nature of comedy, they have arguments on closed Facebook groups about comedy. You'd think one of these motherfuckers could tell a joke by now. I will tell you what they got down is the swagger. These guys walk around like they finally had their genius discovered. It really is quite amazing. If you've ever seen one of these guys holding the clipboard at an open mic, like you're in charge of who signs up at the open mic, my God, you'd think this guy has never had any authority handed to him in his life. It's like giving a 6-year-old the job of the seating chart at a dinner party, and you think it's gonna be cute, and then they turn into this fucking monster. And you want to say that it really doesn't matter, it's not that big of a deal, but Alex looks so cute with the big clipboard. Looks like a little rosy gnome. Most of these guys are pretty starved for positive attention. I read a recent Facebook conversation, hold on, FB combo. This guy doesn't understand a lot if it's not abbreviated. GTYSS, get to you soon, son. I read a recent FB convo about how proud they were that at a recent Village Inn show that some of the guys stopped playing pool for a few minutes during one of the sets. Don't set the bar too high, guys. That is pretty sweet. I can't imagine that drunk guy just had heartburn and had to stand up straight so the bile would go back down his throat. That dude thought you were very funny, very smart. He's sorry he made fun of class clowns in high school. That trip you made to Anacortes last week, that is a Northwest tour, motherfucker. Ride in the road, you guys. You get the opening slot at Poppy's 360 in this town. That's like fucking Carnegie Hall in this town, man. You got Poppy's 360? Who says that 360? You guys going to Glow Nightclub? I love Glow Nightclub. You mean that strip joint from Tacoma? Kind of feels like that up here. Trashier girls, but otherwise pretty close. But you know, you guys should feel proud. You've earned it. It's not like you took the cheap route, learning a musical instrument, or spending your whole life conditioning your body to a specific sport, or submitting all these journal entries to literary journals, or going to auditions or casting calls. You did it the hard way, man. 5 minutes of stand-up comedy twice a week for a year and a half. I applaud you. As worthless and ridiculous as I think this group of comics is, it never would have started in this town were it not for one incredibly worthless and ridiculous man, Neill McLaughlin. I will credit you with having started the comedy scene in this town. Neary. Boy, that's just one of the many subtle racist things I've picked up hanging out with this dumb motherfucker. I don't think Neill is actually intentionally racist. I just don't think he's smart enough to grab some nuances. Like, you know that band Portugal the Man? This guy calls that band Little Porchy. What? That is fucking racist. I know you don't mean it that way. Don't call them Little Porchy. Let me tell you something. I wrote this bit today about Neill being a racist, and while I'm writing it, I swear to God, this is what Neill texts me while I'm writing it. We should write a folk ballad of the world's greatest Japanese metal band. Rhine of Bro, Classic, Reich Red Zeppelin. That shit is not funny. In public, right? I'll tell you where that shit is funny is at work, man. I worked with this guy in a record store for years, and the verbal assault of diarrhea coming out of this guy's mouth is unreal. Have you ever hung out with Neill after he just saw a new movie? It's like some fucking History Channel conspiracy shit about the directors, right? Like, did you see Prometheus? I bet Quentin Tarantino saw that and he's like, I gotta make a sci-fi now. I don't think he said that. I don't even know if he saw that movie. I guess he'd see that movie. I bet Ridley Scott wanted Trent Reznor to do that soundtrack so bad, but then Ridley Scott's brother-in-law had a heroin addiction and he just couldn't make it happen, right? Really? I don't know. You have a very active imagination, son. It's good to have a good imagination, but you gotta remember the difference between imagination and reality. I can imagine a scenario where you're bombing down Holly Street on a skateboard, and you got 2 bags full of takeout food, everything's going your way, it's a hot summer night, you're going to deliver food to all your friends. But we know the reality doesn't always turn out that way. Sometimes you end up in a bed imagining that shit they put in your arms is adamantium, and maybe the X-Men will come and recruit you soon. Neill, you were truly my superhero, man. I love you. Happy roast day. So guys, we're happy to have you here. We got 10 comedians coming up. The first guy coming up has never done stand-up before in his life. So if you're a fan of watching people shit their pants on stage, you're in great luck. My good friend, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Robinson.
Someone give me a Diet Coke? That was funny. Thanks.
This is part of Spencer's roast on me. Nice one, fucker. Hey, you guys. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it. I'm a little confused, though, because from what I know of a roast, you're supposed to roast someone that's funny and popular, but here we are anyway. Actually, honestly, the only time that Neill sees a laugh is when he writes his last name out. What do I know? Shit. This is literally like Spencer. The first time I've been on stage without my bass or my drum set or my donkey. But I'm really happy and honored and pretty much humbled to be sharing the stage with some of Bellingham's comedians tonight. Speaking of a Bellingham comedian, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my good friend Spencer Willows. Come on now, what? Seriously, I am having a really hard time and have been thinking of things bad to say about Spencer. I mean, you guys know him. He's one of the greatest guys ever. He is one of the most giving guys ever. You know, when we've worked together at Avalon, not that. We worked together at Avalon, you know, he was always giving people advice about good music. He was always constantly giving people advice about how to pass P-tests. And, well, now he's at CASA, he's constantly giving people diarrhea. I'm just kidding, man. I am literally jealous of you. I mean, everyone out here is. How could you not be? You got a great job. You got an awesome house, which, by the way, looks like Candyland took a shit on Cornwall. He's got a cute little baby and a really nice wife that's a yoga instructor, which I find ironic because Spencer hasn't seen or touched his toes in 10 years. I'm just kidding, Spence. This is time to get out my little piece of paper here, isn't it? Not really, and I know this isn't about you, it's about Neill, but you have really been an inspiration to me. That when you quit smoking a couple years ago, it made me realize that you can do anything with Nicorette. And for the record, I think Spence is the first person in history that probably should start smoking so he can quit the gum. Enough about you, you asshole. And another thing, I also know in a roast, it's typical for, you know, the guy to roast the other roasters, but honestly, I have no fucking clue who any of you guys are. Probably should have went to a comedy night in Bellingham one of these nights. That's my fault, but, you know, honestly, if I wanted to feel suffocated or sad or bombarded, I would have just moved to Oso. Too soon. All right, guys. Speaking of catastrophes, let's give it up for Neill McLaughlin. Well, that's why we're here. You know, I've worked with Neill for a long time. I've known him for way longer, and you know, it's those of you guys that know him might find it weird to know that I still kind of like the guy, actually. You know, people ask me all the time, how in the fuck do you work with him all day long? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with Neill? And I don't know, it's a bunch of stuff. Patience. Those of you guys that don't know me, I'm a single father of a 15-year-old boy, which is pretty much how I feel like whenever I'm hanging out with Neill. No, just kidding. He is very responsible, much more responsible. This guy has had more jobs. He's worked at comic shops, ice cream shops, record shops, head shops. He works part-time at BioLife donating plasma. No, that's true, that's true. I keep telling him that he should probably think about starting to donate sperm, because really all he'd have to do is gather all those socks in his laundry basket and get about $1,000. Oh, Stacy's like, is that why all those socks were in there? I'm just kidding. You know what, Stacy? I'm so glad that Neill met you. I don't know how you fell in love with him. I don't know how you're still in love with him. But I could pretty much speak for all of us to say that Neill has really been a changed person since he's met you. And, you know, we appreciate that. And not only that, if you hadn't met him, I'm pretty sure there would be about 8 little Neills running around here. One that looks like you, one that looks like you, one that looks like Joel. Sorry. I just shit my pants and puked in my mouth at the same time. You know, all joking aside, and I mean it, all joking aside, Neill, you are an inspiration. I love all your stories. I love it how you literally get a boner when a guy with a Green Lantern shirt walks into the store. And, you know, guys, seriously, all joking aside, you know, Neill just had a stint in rehab. We all know, been there, whatever. And I guess he thought his drinking and his drugging was making him crazy. But I'm proud that, you know, he did some self-realization and, you know, pretty much found out that it was actually just his crazy that was making him crazy. I love you, Neill. I love you. I will do anything for you ever. And if we can just get you to stop smoking weed and sucking cock, you'd be healthy as a horse. Or a donkey. Thank you.
The first time I saw this next comedian perform, I did not like him. I thought he was really angry, misguided emotions. I don't know if he's gotten laid or if someone just kicked the shit out of him, but I sure like him a lot better now. Ladies and gentlemen, Timmy Riney.
God damn it! Why are we here? Again? Why? How did you convince so many people to lower their expectations for an hour and a half? Why? Well, the more important question is, who the fuck are you? You're this crowd's version of a young Wilford Brimley. You have the physical and dietary attributes of someone who will experience diabetes later in life. Should you be at home formatting in an Excel spreadsheet or something right now? I'm so glad this guy could take the time from working on his graphic novel, The Untold Adventures of Mr. Mustache Rod. I'm so glad that fuck. Jesus Christ, if this guy missed a day of work, Kevin would say, hey, where's Fat Neill? Neill! Shut up! Neill! Why are we here? Again! Did you not learn anything from last year? Like who your father is? This is not a roast, this is a shittier version of VH1 Behind the Music.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bus stop prostitutes, where are they now? That's you. Shut up! God damn! This guy, he's not just a bad comedian, he's the worst type of comedian. You laugh at your own fucking jokes. Not only that, everywhere he goes, he thinks he's still on stage. How many times during those bus stop blowjobs did someone have you stop by giving you the lights? And then you still went for 5 minutes. Seriously. This guy quit working at Mallard. Shut up. This guy quit working at Mallard so he could focus on comedy, so he could focus on writing, so he could focus on performing. And what does he do? You make a fucking roast. You sit in a chair and let everyone else do the work. You're the worst type of comedian. Jesus Christ, your mother is in constant pain. Jesus. Your mom used to be a beautiful woman full of vitality. And now, when she stands in line at the homeless shelter to get that mush they call mashed potatoes, she puts it in her mouth and says, that wasn't so bad. Why the fuck didn't I swallow you? What the fuck made that particular sailor any difference? Oh yeah, he was the only one that didn't try to barter sex with an EBT card. Okay? This guy is horrible. God, is your ass jealous of the amount of shit that comes out of your mouth? I mean, every time someone follows this guy on stage, we have to clear the mic by giving it 2 flushes. It's that bad, man. When you get on stage, you look like the dog whose owner just came home. Twice a year, he has to get vaccinated for compulsive mailman attacks. It's that crazy. I mean, Jesus Christ, I do appreciate everything you've done. I really do. I do everything in my day-to-day life to make your life easier. That's why I cut the little plastic rings on my soda bottles. But the thing is, I'm so fucking angry with this whole event and you right now. I like you other roasters of intolerable quadruped mouth breathers don't fucking understand. I can't do this alone. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I would like to yield the rest of my time to the one and only Iron Mike Cramblett. Accept no substitutes.
Uh-oh. Cramblett's gonna lose his shit. All right, Timmy, who's first?
Oh, Kevin, get Kevin.
Kevin, okay, so you work with Neill and Spencer, right? So you're the Chris Hansen to these pedophiles. Seriously though, you must be giving them clean pee. Can I get some? All right, who's next?
Do Brett.
Brett! Yeah! Your white parents kill themselves!
Be more specific!
Skeletor's my bitch! Okay. So, if I have to hear you do Arnold Schwarzenegger reading The Diary of Anne Frank one more time, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I've heard it so more times than Alex has been blacked out, and he doesn't even know what the fuck is going on right now. Alex, where are you? Alex! Cut your hair, you goddamn hippie! You're such a dirty cretin. You came over to my house one time, wiped your dirty balls on my chair, and then I was like, clean it up, dude. And you licked it clean. Who does that? You're like the Keith Richards of diseases. They should study you. Who's next?
Cramblett!
Jackie! Nice tits. Con, blow me. Tyler! You're half Italian and half asleep. Wake the fuck up!
Get Peter.
Want to make fun of you? But I want to hear how many times you can say pussy without giggling. I'll start you off. Pussy.
Pussy.
Thank you. Next. Get Randall. Okay, we get it. You're a dad. Billions of people are dads. Get get the fuck over it. And with all the time you spend being a stay-at-home dad on Facebook, you think you're right something funny. Seriously, I've heard some of the stuff you write on The View, and I know because you probably watch it. Shut up, Brett. Joel! Oh God, Joel. I hate you so much, I wrote shit down. Okay. Okay, I'll edit this down. Joel, you are the perfect example of not letting people tell you what to do with your body. You're at the point now where you should probably refer to yourself as we. When you're going somewhere. Hey Joel, you going to Neill's roast tonight? Yes, we are. Did you have to use both handrails on the stairs over there? I'm not sure if they're load bearing. Accident waiting to fucking happen. Like you're the only guy that likes Iron Man so much but would never run one. I got one more for you, Joe. Sit the fuck down! Shut up, Brett! Okay, Joe, when you found out that Patton Oswalt and Iron Man exist in the same universe and might be on screen together, how many times did you come in your pants before the end of this sentence? You're done.
Yeah! Fuck you, Neill!
Wow, incredible. I feel like I just went through Neill's internet browser. 2 dicks on the same guy here? My lord. This next little lady of a man coming up looks like strawberry shortcake at an AA meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex McKay. Give him a round.
I'm just glad I got to see Cramlet being funny for once. Booyah to all you guys. Booyah to, a good booyah to everybody. Oh, whoa. Really, though. I want to have sex with him. Okay. Let me pull out my knots. Hey guys. Let's give it up for Spencer Janko Khan Buckalows Borin. Brimley. We love him. He's a good man. Yeah. I heard that he named his dog Soupy Sales after his cum. His cum boat. That's a thinker. God damn it, guys. I would talk about Mike Cramlet more, but he's really not worth the attention. Let me do stuff on your head. All right, I got a joke about Randall.
Randall is such a dad.
How dad was he?
Well, I'll tell you, he's such a dad. When he spanked me, I didn't even ask for more.
So we do sex job.
A lot of people say that Brett Emerson is a little bit of a ham. I don't know if they're talking about his acting or his body fat percentage.
Dude, are you cool? Oh, I miss you though. Like, remember the times NBA Jam?
Timmy Riney is so dumb.
How is the dumbness of him?
How dumb am I?
Timmy Rennie is so dumb, he asked me to blow in his interlock. There's only one kind of blow and go that guy knows.
It's penis, guys. Oh, come on. Wow, that's really
Glad you wrote that down.
I'm glad you're riding me down. I would really like to have sex with you a lot, but at this moment in time, it's not really appropriate. So I will continue with my joking. Neill. We're talking about Neill here. I know, you're kind of ruining everything about it.
Oh, Neill, hey. Hey, guys. Who here sat on Unky Knee's lap? I wouldn't recommend it.
I couldn't even get it together to get a pair of BVDs before I came up here tonight. I was... Joel, I eat your dog.
When I first met Neill, he had a lot of gauges and plugs and earrings and nose rings and shit in his face. Now the only shit in his face is mine. Because I pooed in there.
Does that make sense?
You guys, hey. Neil's dick is so small he has to masturbate with ants.
Coat it with honey.
Dip it in the ant hole.
All right, whatever, you guys.
Oh boy, that was something else, wasn't it? Listening to that guy said is a lot like a comedian trying to get laid. You just don't get it, do ya? Boy, this next comedian went to Ireland for a stint, and then I heard they drove him out like the snake he is. Brett Emerson, slither on up here, buddy. I didn't mean literally, just walk up here.
Literally. This is the second roast I've been at in 2 weeks. So I'm not gonna roast everybody. I'm sure Neil's used to being sloppy seconds by now. Jesus Christ, how many people who are roasting you tonight have gotten a DUI? It's really appropriate that a couple of people here tonight are from Avalon Music, which is a really unique place in town because they drug test to make sure you are on drugs. Sorry, dude, you failed the drug test. Here's a dime bag and a Sublime album. Come back in a week. Yeah, Sublime, Nirvana for people who are too poor for heroin. Peter Stone is here. Peter Stone is most famous for Terrence, a mildly autistic, hyper-introvert who mumbles along the 80s music without a hint of enthusiasm. So he's basically stealing the joke of the entire city of Bellingham. Yeah, if you queued up a little, you can play Michael Cera in a fucking Ellen Page movie someday. June, yes. Yeah, he says that he's got a day pass for people to go to Gayville. Dude, do you know how little time a straight guy needs to be in Gayville before he goes back? Like, I'm gonna turn back to Bruce Banner and fucking slink away. I don't need the whole day.
I thought it was funny.
They say that a picture tells 1,000 words. And if that's true, then Sue Matson has written War and Peace in Braille. I've seen more botched headshots there than when I was Alex's client in his heroin hooker days. Randall Ragsdale is here. Randall just had his second child.
Really?
Randall, where are you? He had his second child with this mustache. Not this mustache, his mustache. Like, what, did they have a guy from Child Protective Services cut the placenta for you? Like, sorry, John Holmes, get back in your candy van. I'll fucking take care of this. I was so jealous of Randall for a long time because Randall had the job I had always dreamed of having, a stay-at-home dad. And then I actually got the job I always dreamed of, a stay-at-home asshole with no kids. Sorry, Randall, you can raise a productive member of society. I'm gonna sit around and jack off and eat Cheetos and watch pro wrestling and, yeah. Jackie Kirsten is the host of the Whatever's Clever variety show, or as it probably should be called, the Whatever, Just Bring Out the Naked Dancing Chicks. That show does a lot of good though, seriously. Jackie recently went to El Salvador to give glasses for eyesight care. Which is great, because now they can see the death squad's coming. Oh, by the way, El Salvador executes people first offense for drunk driving, so we know where the rest of these fuckers aren't vacationing. All right, fuck it, let's put the ill in Neill. Neill McLaughlin looks like what would happen if John Waters put on a Madonna mask and tricked 80s Sean Penn into fucking him. Neill used to work as an ice cream man. I heard they made a movie about it. It starred Ron Howard's uglier brother, Clint. I hate how they pretty up everything in Hollywood. Neill is, quote unquote, a recovering alcoholic who went to rehab. Or as the Irish guys I met would describe him, a quitter! You're not an alcoholic, it's bullshit. You know what I would describe going through 2 windshields in 1 car accident as? Showmanship! Seriously, what's the difference between you and Evel Knievel besides the fact that you don't have an American flag helmet and the only Grand Canyon you ever jumped, worked on Samish, had 5 kids at home, and charged you $50? He will get you a helmet! By the way, side note, when did Timmy Riney become the white Chris Tucker? I'm just kidding, I'm no alcoholic denier. It's really brave that Neill does what he does. He's a comedian, and he has to do his job here as a recovering alcoholic. Like, being a sober comic is kind of like being a vegan who works at Burger King. I know one thing that Neill's addicted to, his own cock. Neill is such a slut that he got in his own grandfather's underwear. Yeah, he says it's for art. He says it so he can dress up like the fucking guy from, the dancing guy from the Six Flags commercials. Hey, remember the word rad? Rad! Woo! Neill, underwear costs like $5 a pack. You didn't need your grandfather's. Couldn't you have gotten some normal memento from him, like his Argyle sweater, or his derby cap, or his Kiss Me, I'm Irish butt plug? God. Neill actually washed his grandpa's balls. repeatedly. And it's a great thing because it's, you know, taking care of the elderly is very, very important. I would have just sent my grandfather to Soylent Greenville and Neill washed his balls, so he's more brave than I am. I'm just wondering, when he knew it was time for him to take a bath, did he tell you that it was time for him to take a bath? Or did he just do what you're gonna do for 50 years from now with your grandchild and just say, my dick? All right, here's the nice part. Neill. I don't remember the nice part. You are a great human being, a great help to the rest of us shitheads trying to sort out our own dick jokes on stage. Yeah, this is from the heart. And we're all going to be poor now that you're not going to be a host. But no one will miss your ability to host more than your scabies.
Boy, if there's a mother out there, give him a hug.
No, thank you.
Tell him to put some shoes on, too. Son, what are you doing? You got no shoes on in here.
I can dance!
This is Glow nightclub, son. It's dangerous. All right, unless somebody dips this Mike in jelly and the next guy eats it, I think you're in for a good 5 minutes of comedy up here. Joel O'Connor. It's supposed to be Jackie.
We're doing Neill?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, this is gonna be way easier. Okay. Whew. I was gonna say, fuck. Okay.
Sit on that thing, man.
No, it's not load bearing. How's it going, everybody? So, had a few of us roasters up here tonight already. It's been a good time. Started out with Sue. Holy shit. Sue, our resident MILF, which stands for Maniac I'd Like to Flee. All right then, I got some going handless. She's so random and absurdist. I mean, it's like the astronaut elephants couldn't boil soup fast enough, right? Spencer, our host over here. Spencer Wilhoft. I'm sorry, Willows. Why did you change your name? I mean, you used to have a name that sounded like a badass World War I fighter ace.
Thank you.
Now you sound like the lesbian from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If I find out you used to have a badass beard and then you shaved it in favor of that, like, middle school art teacher mustache you have now, I'm gonna fucking noogie you. Kevin did a little roast earlier. Well done, sir. Kevin, also known as that guy I'll talk to if I walk into Avalon and Neil's not there and I don't want to look like an asshole when I walk out. Oh, hey, how's it going? Timmy, holy shit. Timmy was kind of angry there. He's like the Jack Russell Terrier of Bellingham comedy, right? I did it first. He's so fucking high-strung, birds perch on him. Let's see, we got Alex. Men in the audience, raise your hand if you've ever made out with drunk Alex.
Me?
All right. Women in the audience, raise your hand if you've ever made out with drunk Alex.
You know what?
Right? Alex, if your girlfriend is supposed to be your beard, she's like prepubescent peach fuzz. We can all see right through her. Neill very much. Fuck you for stepping on my joke, you dickbag. Brett was just up here, the 6'2" Cabbage Patch doll of Bellingham. He's really into like that cerebral esoterica comedy that nobody fucking gets. Dude, everybody knows that Mao Zedong is a Chinese guy, but only you and I know he's Jackie Chan's dad. Jackie's gonna be up here soon. She was supposed to be up here next, but apparently I stepped on her spot. Here, but for the grace of her boobs, let's face it, she's gonna tell some crazy ass stories about shit that Neill did, but keep in mind, she was there too. So these stories are about her too. Realize that. She is not unguilty. Peter Stone. Oh, Peter. Peter, whose first name means dick and last name means balls. So he's gotta be gay. There's just no way around it, Peter Stone. Still though, not as gay as Alex, because there are some chicks who will fuck Peter Stone. Tyler Dustin will be up here later. Tyler Dustin is, I wrote this down, he's passively handsome, moderately funny, and relatively friendly. So he's the David Schwimmer of Bellingham comedy. Sorry, that was really fucking rude. Somebody call David Schwimmer's folks and tell them I'm sorry. And then we have Randall, who will be up here later. Randall Ragsdale is what will happen if you combine Dane Cook and an asshole dad. Yeah, you have to see him. He looks like Dane Cook. He's always dispensing sage advice about comedy to all of us here in Bellingham, which is weird because I've seen him clear a fucking room with his unfunniness. Not kidding. Oh yeah, give it to me. Yeah, you want it. And they walked out the door. Which brings us to the man of the hour, Mr. Neill McLaughlin.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. See, where was I starting with Neill? Yeah, so this is my second time roasting Neill. First time was about 1.5 years ago. Since then, he's gone into rehab for alcohol and other things and become clean and sober. So let's hope this roast goes better. Yeah, so, oh shit, I'm unprepared here, but before he got clean and sober, he was well on his way to being a fucking legend like Lenny Bruce. You know, he was gonna be hilarious, and he was gonna die young. Now that he's sober, I'm sorry, the best you can hope for is Dave Coulier. Sorry, that's it. Yeah, because the way Neill does comedy, you know that thing they say about like if you get a trillion monkeys and give them a trillion typewriters, they'll do Shakespeare eventually. That's how he does comedy. He just says everything and just like all comes out of his mouth, and then once in a while something's funny, and we all go ah, and then we relax for a while. And look at him, yeah, look at that. He's like a fucking bag. He's a bag of antlers. Look at him. And he found a girlfriend who's just as skinny. How'd that happen? What is it like when you guys are in bed together? Is it like a toddler learning how to play the marimbas or something? You got lucky though, Stacy. You got lucky. You got the Head and Shoulders of boyfriends. You know, Head and Shoulders, or not Head and Shoulders, Pert. That's the shampoo. That's shampoo and conditioner in one. You got the Pert of boyfriends because he's a boyfriend and a child. So you don't need to have a kid. All in one. You're done. Oh, he almost left his job recently to work at a glass place. Dude, selling glass bongs and selling windows are nothing alike. That's why you didn't get the fucking job, you moron. Oh yeah, I know glass. But for real, Neill. I would not be here tonight if it wasn't for you, and that's not just here telling you you're a dickbag, but for real, you give me the opportunities I've always wanted since I was a kid. I've always wanted to do stand-up, and it's because of you that I'm doing it, because you created the opportunities, you saw the potential in me. I'm always in your debt, and maybe I'll dedicate my first book to you. I don't know. I'm not gonna write a book though, so fuck you.
Joel O'Connor, ladies and gentlemen, a lazy man. A man so lazy he moved above the adult bookstore downtown to cut his commute time down. A man so lazy that even when the host of the roast printed and cut out 1 million of these little fucking setups with the order, neglected to read it and thought our next lovely guest was before him. But she was not, she's up now. Every time Jackie Kirsten comes on stage, I feel like a doctor, because I want to take 2 of those and call you in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Kirsten.
Thank you, Spencer. Neill, here we are, sharing the stage again. I missed it just by myself. They say those that can do, those that can't teach. I'd like to add an addendum to that. Those who failed make jokes. A room full of comedians reeks of alcoholism and bad life choices. It's kind of like going to a pedophiles anonymous meeting, only with less interesting stories. Seriously, I don't get why you guys keep wanting to do roasts. You guys are all so uptight and sensitive. I mean, you spend your entire time on stage bitching about the insignificant atrocities that cross your day. The only one I think that doesn't have a stick up his ass is Peter Stone, but that's only because there's no room. Speaking of insignificant atrocities, let's hear it one more time for our host, Mr. Spencer Willows. Spencer, I'm so happy to see you didn't bail on this roast, just like you did on the last one. The last roast of Neill, I should say. And I know, you were too busy trying to be a hipster comedian by being somebody that nobody's ever heard of. Seriously, did you guys notice this guy looks like Ron Swanson if he got smacked by an MGMT album? This guy, he eats bacon, ironically, he has a beer gut, ironically, and he doesn't go to the gym, ironically. I'm pretty sure that he changed his name to Willows just so his longtime nickname of Pussy would be ironic too. Where's Brett? Brett, you are the shaved Chewbacca of Bellingham comedy. That guy right here, he got kicked out of Goth Club for not being Auschwitz skinny. Brett, only the women are allowed to wear black eyeliner and be tubby at the same time. Joel O'Connor here seems to think that fat nerd is a lifestyle choice. It's not. You know why? Because you lack both a life and a sense of style. The only way you're going to get laid is if someone shoves you up a chicken's ass. I have to read these because they're in rapid fire. So, Timmy Riney's idea of a pickup line involves a rolled up dollar bill. Timmy Riney's idea of trolling for pussy involves a tuna net. Timmy's idea of getting lucky is finding $5 outside the whorehouse. And Timmy's idea of a booty call is a girl butt dialing him and then masturbating to the sound of her pants rubbing up against the phone. Randall, where are you? Wherever you are, Randall, I am so happy to hear that you are taking over the Glow shows, because I really have to be honest with you. You have a face for television. but you have a voice for newsprint. I mean, every time you take the stage, I start seeing people swatting the mosquito away from their ears. You make harmonics with fluorescent lighting, and somehow the chalkboard scratches or cringes whenever you start talking. But don't worry, Randall, your ego just has a booming voice and it overpowers the rest of you. So Kevin Robinson, I don't know who you are, so I did a little Facebook research, and the first things I saw were a Sonics jersey and a box of vinyl. So I can tell you want to be a comedian because you've already has-beened yourself. Alex? You are more confused than a Republican at a Katie Lang concert. I don't know if you want a dick up your ass, if you want me to watch you while you have a dick up your ass, or if you're just a dick who likes to act like an ass. Alex kind of likes to figure out where the joke crosses the line by sending telegrams back to the good side of propriety. Where's Tyler? I saw you earlier. Tyler? Oh, Tyler. You are young, handsome, suave, and you have a bitchin' beard. It's all the qualities Neill wished he had. Take a good look to the man on my left, friend. You're just a shitty job and 2 rehab attempts away from that life right there. And Sue, there's not really anything I can say. I mean, there's really only so many times someone can call you a crazy bitch before it's just a sad joke.
Oh, but I love you.
And now, the man of the hour, Neill McLaughlin, the godfather of Bellingham comedy. Though calling him that is kind of like saying Edison invented electricity and whoever is the most shocking and talks the loudest wins.
Right.
I'm not saying that Neill talks a lot, but a while ago he told me a story and he's still telling it to me this day. And you know what? It actually took me an hour before I realized he's just narrating his own life in real time. Inserting sound effects and fart noises where it was appropriate. It was never appropriate, Neill. Now, Neill's prior relationship with drugs and alcohol is a thing of legend, in that it doesn't really make any sense when you think about it, and most of the good parts are probably made up. Just like most of his stories. We're all glad that Neill became sober, mostly because we were sick of dealing with Patrick. For those of you who don't know, Neill's middle name is Patrick, which is why we sometimes call him Neill Patrick Hairless. But he's also his alter ego while he was drinking. Patrick would say things like, "My gay superhero script is the best thing ever written in Bellingham." And, "Hey, it's not my fault I'm such an asshole." And, "I don't know. Patrick would always pick fights with random people, random objects, and the force of gravity, and invariably lose them all. Oh, but Neill, I do love you. I miss you on stage. And you've been one of my good friends for a number of years, so I do wish you luck. And Stacy's a great woman. Don't fuck it up. Thank you, guys.
Jackie. Gotta take off to run around my dreams all night, don't ya? Neill, you having a good time, buddy? We are so happy that Stacy's here. I'm so glad you found Neill. All the women in this town need a little bit of sleep, you know? I used to always say, Neill's in town. Fathers, lock up your daughters. Families, lock up your dogs. This guy'll fuck anything. We've got a few more comedians left. The next guy coming up, I like to imagine, was voted most likely to create a Broadway musical out of the movie Clueless. Let's see if he can prove us right in the next few years. This is my good friend Peter Stone.
Well, what do we have here? A mic that doesn't work. Alright. Spencer. Spencer and I haven't had a lot of time together, but we did have a short but very succinct conversation about musicals. And based off of that and his appearance, he seems like the kind of guy that would own a tandem bicycle and ride it through Fairhaven Park with one of those sash baby hippie carrier things. I was gonna make a joke about your beard looking like Mario, but then I saw those photos on Facebook and I already knew I was beyond that. Who else is here? Oh, speaking of facial hair, Tyler Dustin is the only person I know that the less he shaves, the creepier he gets. Sue Matson is 2 cucumbers and a fake vagina away from just being too weird for words. It's a fine line, and you walk in it, bitch, but it's a fine line. I feel like I'm too nice for this. So, real quick, Evan wants me to show you what I look like watching the show. I think Evan's getting more fun watching me watch the show than he is with anything else happening tonight. Timmy Riney. Timmy needs to calm the fuck down. Sometimes I watch Timmy perform stand-up and I can't understand anything he says. He's just so rapid fire, he's so excited and into it. And then a couple months ago I saw Timmy and he was very calm and very controlled, and it made me very uncomfortable. Oh, the other thing about Timmy is that when he tells jokes about his girlfriends, they all sound like characters from the Teen Girl Squad. Let's go get clothes! This is my Taco Bell face! Children!
The ugly one!
The ugly one. Yeah, which one is that? Timmy? What? Okay, never mind. Which one was the ugly one? Which one was the ugly one? Yeah, the last one, of course. Has anyone here seen Alex McKay perform sober?
No.
I did once, and it was like eating cold tater tots. I was like, there's gotta be a way to make this better. And there is. It's called Too Much Vodka. I won't. For the first 5 months I watched Brett Emerson perform, I thought he was gay. And there was a lot of things going on in my mind. I was like, is it because he's into video games and 80s pop culture? Is it because he was sexually molested as he was dressed up as a robot?
Yes!
Partly, but no, it was the pants. It was those red pants. I always came back to those pants. That was like the one thing on my gaydar that was just like, maybe. I just wanted to get him alone and just pull off those pants.
Yeah!
And then the pants are off, so the fantasy's over. And I guess we just shake hands and walk away or something. Kevin, I don't know who you are. I've probably met you, but I'm an alcoholic, so I don't remember. I apologize. I did look you up on Facebook, and I saw a lot of photos of guitars and tattoos and weird facial hair, which looks like a punk band pretty much just exploded all over your body. And who else? Am I forgetting anyone? Jackie, oh great, another woman. Oh great. Roasted! Just kidding, Jackie, I'll give you all that hugging and snuggling you need.
Yeah!
Peter Stone is here tonight. I fucking hate him. I cannot stand that motherfucker. If he tells one more joke about sucking a dick, I'm just kidding. I am Peter Stone. And unfortunately, I will not be telling you jokes tonight about how much I love to suck dicks. Or my explicable desire to choke on them. Because we are here for Neill McLaughlin. And we're here to talk about his love of dicks. And his inexplicable desire to choke on them. You're all laughing, but seriously, is there anyone here who has not sucked Neill's dick to get in a show? Literally or metaphorically, but mostly literally. Anybody? Nobody? Anybody?
I haven't been in a show yet.
Yeah, well, girl, you got time. I guess I'm the only one, which is funny, because I don't think there was even a show that night. But since then, Neill has both sobered up and shacked up with Stacy, who is a woman. Or is she? No, she's probably a woman. Which which reaffirms the fact that Neill is as straight as a green arrow. Oh, nice. Neill. Sit. Roll over. Enough about you. I got a... Oh God, this is embarrassing. But I'm gonna be honest. I got a half chub the first time I saw Unky Nee. And Unky Nee is like Andy Rooney on cocaine. They're both very opinionated, very old, and one of them just has a lot more energy than the other one. Although, I'll be honest, Unky Nee is not the first person over 60 that I've masturbated to. Jimmy Carter. Neill has been an amazing, he's done an amazing job building and leading the Bellingham comedy scene, and I have total and complete faith in him. And when Neill says jump, I say, into which bed? Thank you so much, Neill.
Peter Stone, everybody. Give him one more hand. Peter Stone, guys. All right, everybody hanging in there. The next guy coming up seems to be very hard to locate in the crowd. Maybe it's because he looks like 98% of every other man in Bellingham. Tyler Dustin, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up.
All right. How you all doing tonight? We're still here. Wow. It's like unlike any show Neill has ever hosted. Holy shit. It's the best turnout we've had in months. Man, Neill, go back to rehab. We can get a fucking crowd again. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. So good to see Sue Matson, the Iron Maiden herself. Damn, that was awesome. I was really excited about that. I don't even want to burn you. That's all I got. I was gonna rip you so hard, and then I saw that and I was like, fuck, she's too rad. Fuck that. Moving on. All right. Spencer Willows, let's hear for your host tonight. Oh man. I heard he changed his name recently. That's a thing? And you picked the tree that is the most depressed with the worst posture. Come on now. Couldn't have picked like Spencer Birch. Spencer Oak. Come on now. For fuck's sake. Bam Margera was here tonight. Give it up for Bam Margera. His first time on stage. Oh. I'm being told that was Kevin Robinson. It's good to see you, Kevin. Come back now, you hear? And no Oso jokes. Come on now. I was gonna do that. Fucking A. Jesus Christ. Timmy. I'm just going down the list. Timmy, how are you? I just genuinely wanted to know. You seemed upset earlier. I don't know, a lot of you might be peeved and disturbed to know that Timmy designs aircraft. He works for an aerospace company, and I found that out. I've flown twice. I flew somewhere, and halfway through this flight back, I learned that Timmy designs aircraft. Never again. Holy shit. That's not even a joke. It's like off and on. Like, I'm gonna do a joke and then I'm just gonna say a factual thing about a person. So try to keep track and then we'll go over later. Alex, I'm not even gonna talk about Alex. I just want to talk to Peter. I'm not gonna burn you, man. I'm just gonna warn you. I've been seeing how Alex is looking at you. There's like a 90% chance he's gonna try to trick you into fucking his girlfriend tonight. I should know. Oh, man. Tricked me into fucking your girlfriend once. Shame on me. Oh, man. I love you, Alex McKay, wherever you are. I think he's probably... I don't know. Oh, man. Alex actually genuinely asked me, like, recently, why don't you ever come over anymore? And I said, because your balls taste like buttered popcorn jelly bellies that have been soaked in vodka. It's not, again, not a joke. Just keep up, come on now. Brett Emerson, oh man. Were you drunk when you got here? A little bit. But you're sober now, right? Peter? Oh, man. Brett Emerson is like the Steve Buscemi of Bellingham comedy. And by Steve Buscemi, I mean Steve Buscemi, Steve Buscemi, Steve Buscemi, however the fuck you want to say it. He's really handsome, like 20% of the time you see him. And he's like, definitely one of the best in the game, but he gets no recognition. Again, it was off and on, so that's just a fact. Joel, free Ben Menard indeed. Oh, fucking A. I've tried. Those bars are real strong. Oh, man. Joel is like the Woody Allen of Bellingham comedy. Because he wears glasses. Oh, man. Let's hear it for Jackie's cleavage, everybody. Oh, man. Now, if only her cleavage could write jokes. I'm sorry. You're like the second best host of whatever's Clever Variety show. It's just you now, isn't it? Well, you're real good. I'm sorry. I'll come back again. I know just the one time. No, call me. Not in like a sexual way. I just like stage time. I'm gonna drag this out a little longer. Is that cool? All right. Tyler Baker is here, everybody. Let's hear it for Tyler Baker. Oh man, I just really was bummed that Tyler Butcher and Tyler Candlestick Maker couldn't make it. That's a joke that like 12 of you understand because apparently my name's Tyler Baker. Fucking sad tree, son of a bitch. Oh man. Okay, one more time. Let's hear it for Randall Ragsdale. I don't know where everyone got the idea that he's a good father. Oh man, Randall's like the Carson Daly of what comedy? Do it. That's the joke. Again, that actually wasn't. That was the fact again. Because you see, what it is he's like a terrible host, but he's like an even worse funny maker. Are you guys getting this? Alright, I appreciate that. Thank you. We're on the same page. Did you just call me a dick? Or are you doing that again, Neill? So good to see you. I couldn't be happier that Neill turned in his Pendleton whiskey for his Pendleton sweater. I personally, he traded the sweater for whiskey, and then he traded the whiskey again for the sweater. Brilliant. Never look back. That's not even a joke. Come on now, we're going back and forth now. I'm trying to mix it up a little here. Come on now. Neill, holy shit, someone said you're the godfather of what, comedy? I am just starting to shake just thinking about that possible. You're like the creepy cousin type uncle. You know what I'm talking about. Oh man, all I can say right now is, Neill, we're all very proud of you. We're all very glad that you stopped drinking. Because shit, I want some, and there was none to be had. It was all gone. There was none. Oh man, it was like forced sobriety for months, and he quit drinking. It was like, whoa, it's like flowing like water. Jesus Christ, it's raining booze. Really though, we all are very happy for you, and we're happy that you're here and that you'll continue to be here. We did a roast about 2 weeks ago, and then the next, later that week, the dude who we roasted went to jail. Yeah. So here's hoping. Right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Neill McLaughlin.
Tyler Baker, everybody. Boys, so we've been having a good time here. You guys know that they do this every Tuesday now, right? There's a lot of comedy nights in Bellingham. You can basically go to a comedy night in Barclay Village, have a comedy night on the bus on your way downtown to go to a comedy night at the Green Frog, and then meet somebody down at the Honeymoon who knows of a black market comedy night behind State Street. But this night is the first one that I went to, I think when this was Wait What Comedy, this was the first one. And it's really taken off quite a bit. I can't believe this many people came, let alone stayed. Keep coming out to these, you guys. Neill's been hosting them for a long time. It's time for him to spend some more time shopping for new clothes, I guess. And so our good friend Randall Ragsdale's going to take over host duties. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the set from our good friend Randall Ragsdale.
Neill McLaughlin, everybody. Get it? Laugh? Come on now. The guy had the name, so he had the purpose. So if you don't laugh, why the fuck are you here? Thank you. Oh boy, this is my first roast, and I'm a little anxious. Fuck you. I'm a little anxious. And so I'm gonna kind of run down the list here. You ready? Here we go. Sue Matson. Kevin Robinson had a kid who's now 15. Oh boy, I did not get laid when I was 11. That must have been awesome. Well done, sir. Did you have nothing other to dress in than your kids' clothes tonight? What's going on? I got kids, they're 4 and less than 1. If I dressed in their kids, I'd be in a onesie now. That's some fucked up shit, man. Timmy Riney, auditioning tonight to be the devil on your left shoulder. That's a level of anxiety he wanted to bring to the room. Thanks, man. Everybody wanted to feel like shit tonight, and you made sure that happened by bringing Mike Cramlett on stage. And he was funny tonight, don't get me wrong. Mike Cramlett was funny tonight. Give him a round. Hey, very funny, Mike. You're like Shaq throwing free throws every now and then. You fucking nailed it. Way to go. My good friend, my associate, my occasional doorstop, Alex McKay. Has anyone seen him tonight? If you haven't, step like this. You dig? Because he's a bitter drunk. Alex McKay, if you want to congratulate him for his set tonight, doing some Neill hamburger material, you'll see him outside about a half block down, laying on the ground, being pissed on by some juggalos. Like every other Tuesday. Brad Emerson, you wore that upfront shirt tonight. Thanks for repping actual comedy in town tonight via your shirt, not via your set. Oh boy. Your material, hey, if anyone's heard Brett, he's very funny if you were 14 in the 90s, which is when those jokes would have hit. This is what happens when a 14-year-old is allowed alcohol at 14 and they just stay on it and sitting in that chair. Go talk to him. He'll be like, oh, Link, oh, Zelda, oh, Mario, oh, boy. Jackie Kirsten. Look, I'd like to do some boob jokes about Jackie Kirsten, but who am I, Jackie? I write my own jokes, which makes me more of a con. Thanks, Joel. Joel O'Connor, the stand-up comic who's basically the Make-A-Wish Foundation rep of stand-up comics here in town. Please, everybody, clap for Joel! He needs it! He's 40! He dresses in Star Trek shirts and a hat from 2007. He had enough money to print a free Ben Menard shirt. To quote Joel, motherfucker broke the law and deserves to be in jail. For you, man. And I coincidentally bumped into you and have been maligned by your presence ever since. Because you look like a aggregate police sketch of what moms think a child pedophile looks like. Look at this guy. For 4, maybe 5 months now, ever since I grew this, he's been trying. And this is as far as he's gotten. If you think this is uncomfortable, this closeness, it's because he has an erection and hopes I'll kiss him. Which is really upsetting his dad, who a lot of you don't know, but I know. It's Spencer Willows, who joined comedy here in Bellingham to finally have a relationship with his son, hence the name change. Can't write a joke, can be close to his son, because Neill laid this all out before us so that we could all be funny, open and close quotes, at this man's behest. And here we are. There's 1, 2, 8 people here tonight. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Neill McLaughlin, a guy who can have a roast once a year. Is that the rate we're going for? Everybody please start writing your jokes so that next year you can come out and say basically the same thing we all have tonight. There's a scene for you. We hope, because we're all just hoping to meet somebody who's big enough to bring us up to the next level, and I assure you it will not be this guy right here, dressed in a Spider-Man tie. And clearly $7.85 in Goodwill clothes. Thank you, Sue, for the employee discount. Fucking with everyone on stage tonight. My name which I always forget to do when I host because I'm very bad at that job, is Randall Ragsdale. And the funniest thing said about me tonight is I'm a good father and I have awesome facial hair. I'm going to turn the mic over to my good old friend who deserves all of you being here tonight and has brought all these funny people to stage and has made this night possible, and every Tuesday night and every Monday night and every, Anthony's not here, but it's second and fifth. I don't fucking know, night at the VIP, plus the Swillery. Why isn't that show done? I don't know. Charlie, end it. Why are you looking for someone new? You're watching. I know you're watching. End it. There would not be such a thing as Bellingham Comedy at facebook.com/Bellingham Comedy. If it weren't for Mr. Neill McLaughlin, my good friend, and a man I'm proud to have roasted tonight.
Randall will be taking over as host for In Night Out. He's got some big fucking plans. I think you guys are gonna like it. He's gonna screw you over though, because once a month you're gonna have to pay to fucking get in here. But you know what? We've been doing this fucking comedy thing for quite some time. We all fucking deserve it. You guys have had 2 years of free comedy, so fuck off. Alright, so I've been roasting all day. My girlfriend's pissed at me. Her brother's about to fucking kill me, and I'm pretty sure that Spencer, my dad, is readying the fucking belt. But I got some fucking roast so much that I went out and got an $800 fucking iPod so I could write this shit down for you assholes. Alright, first of all, I'd like to thank Spencer Willows for taking time out of his busy, tiny vagina wiping schedule to roast this. Gross, wipe your hands off. I mean, you gotta give it to a guy who gave up a paying job at a music store to go home, be a stay-at-home dad, and let his wife chase a dream of being a yogi instructor. What a fucking pussy. My grandfather had a bunch of things to say to you, but he died and he said it would insult Peter. Was getting paid to smoke weed and listen to music getting too exciting for you? I mean, Jesus, you could have worked Sundays, man. Me and Kevin don't want to do that. But no, he needed to get caught up on The Price is Right. God, naps are that important, aren't they? Jesus Christ, man. Spencer's a musician, though, so he can write all this off as a tax, you know, as being creative, as a tax write-off. But Randall's got no fucking excuse. I'm a web designer. Shut up. You don't do a fucking thing for humanity, my friend. You keep people like Joel O'Connor yelling on blogs. You keep people like Joel O'Connor using the word blog. At least Spencer's got a band to fall back on. Randall's just got us, and that's fucking sad. Randall told me he cut back his drinking. I think that's just denial because he wanted to look me in the eyes and say he was funny. I'm proud of Spencer, though. I do look up to him like an older brother and kind of like a dad, but only because he flirts with my sister. It's true. It's true. You know, he's kind of like the older brother I do look up to, though, but it's also disappointing to go to his pink fucking house and see him wearing a dandy maid outfit. Peter, are you writing this down? You can use that later if you want. Oh my God. And you know what's funny? Thinking of Spencer in an old maid outfit is just like, that's just gayer than Alex McKay. I know. It's pretty gay. Pretty gay. You know what though? If it wasn't for Spencer Willows, this wouldn't have happened. This whole roast, all of this, all the technological shit. Because you know why? I can't trust any of you fucking assholes to run a proper show. Let alone with my fucking name attached to it. Jesus Christ, yeah. The Swillery, why is that going on, Randall? I have no idea. I gave it to Charlie Myers to sink. He just got everyone drunk and said, we're going to Shangri-La. I guess faith is stronger than science nowadays. Jesus. God damn, man. You know what, though? I'm glad you guys are fucking here. You know why? Because whose fucking idea was this?
Yours.
You're goddamn fucking right it was. And you think you could hurt Unky D's feelings? You think you could fucking tell me what's fucking funny? You think you don't know what it's like to pass out a pile of your own puke, piss, and shit? by someone else's mom? Eric Cranberry, please tell your mom I'm sorry. They said no making fun of the crowd, but Eric's mom, just how do you not make fun of Eric's mom? She's dead and so hot. You know what though, if any of us deserve to get made fun of tonight, it's really Kevin Robinson. I mean, Jesus Christ. He's not even a comedian, he got on stage, and it's like, what? All you gotta do is just tell people you're a 30-something-year-old dad who has a 15-year-old kid and you work at a head shop. I'm pretty sure you've sold the drugs and the paraphernalia to the people smoking out your kid. Do you not sleep at night? Oh no, you pound booze to fall asleep, that's right. The best part about it, Kevin, is that I think about the talk you have with your son, and I'm pretty sure it involved YouTube and a stiff drink. Hold on, no, don't do drugs. Like that, do them like this. Safe sex. AK, remember who you're sleeping with. I don't even have to make fun of Kevin. All I have to do is point out the fact he has a Grateful Dead tattoo. It's right next to his fish tattoo. It's right next to a tattoo that says tattoo. You should see his back. It's awesome. Peter, it looks like a mosaic you can come on. It's awesome. You get him drunk enough, you might be able to do it. Kevin, yeah, toss him back, buddy. It's funny, I really wanted to make fun of Tyler Dustin, or Tyler Baker as he's known in the southern quarters. But he was the only one that came to my fucking work and shook my hand on my birthday. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah. And I do want to point out the fact why he's so suave, why he's so fucking well off, why he's got a good job. It's because he's 55. Haven't you guys been... That's not a chin strap. That's just a fucking attachment to a toupee. He's baller than Joel O'Connor's balls. Because Joel O'Connor dips him in nachos. Burns them off, and it's tasty, isn't it? It's delicious. I actually used to think Tyler was a cokehead when he first started doing comedy, because he always had this nervous... But then I was like, no, dude, he quit smoking weed so he can get a real job. And then I realized coke gets out of your system in 2 days. How's your job, buddy? Good? And for all of you not laughing, that's just between me and Tyler. By the way, I left you a line in the bathroom. Wait, did you go in the bathroom just now? It's gone. It's gone. Speaking of public ego stroking though, I'm pretty sure Peter Stone is the only one here that's hard because Alex left. I know Alex is wet right now, but I'm pretty damn sure that Sue Matson's boy-sized clitoris is throbbing. I know. I used to think he was legend too, just whispered in dockside bars or, on the street corners with dim-lidded, bubble-lipped hookers and shit. But you know what? She pulled me in the back of a bar once and fucking beat me in a game of swords. Oh yeah, you better believe she can clit slap the shit out of you. More so than Alex. Should I be making fun of him? Is he even awake right now? Alex, wake up! That's a pool table, not a bed! God, Nate, get him a shot. Heroin or something. Just not booze. He's done for the night. Jesus. God damn it. I only befriended Alex because I thought he was hermaphrodite and I felt pity on him. And I wanted to be the only kid on my block with my very own lady boy. It's true. I couldn't take him home though. I couldn't. He wasn't potty trained or house trained or anything like that. It sucked because he was also trying to fuck my parents. And then, after a few weeks, I was really not sure what he was and what he was up to and the whole sexual confidence of the man and what he wanted to actually stick his penis into beside the hole in my bedroom wall, which went into my parents' bedroom. He's the reason why my parents got a divorce. Let's just say that, My dad is sucking dick and doing blow right off Alex's cock. It's really unfortunate the man has such a large penis. It's really weird. Women, I don't know if he wants to have sex with you. Guys, I'm not sure either, but I sure as hell think he wants to fuck dogs. He said it numerous times. And it's great though because I mean Alex is a good friend of mine. I love him very much, and I just didn't understand him, you know, with all the fucking ass tickling and all the fucking like taking his thumb and putting it next to my rectum and shit. It's like, all right. Peter just snorted some cum. When Peter joined our group, I thought that was it. No more bending over on stage. And then I realized we've been doing this shit in front of Alex McKay all the time. Jesus Christ, I'm surprised that none of us are bleeding from the ass all day long. God, poor Ben Lemon Butt Menard. May he rest in peace. Poor guy. For those of you that don't know, before Ben Menard went to jail, Alex McKay put a ripe lemon up his ass. Just because when he got out, Alex wanted to drink some fresh lemonade. It's pretty gross. And you know what? I'm surprised. After seeing Randall's set, I was surprised that a lot more people didn't make fun of Peter for being gay. It's great. You guys didn't go lowbrow. You guys went high intellectual. It's really good because how else is Peter gonna suck your dick? I mean, you gotta make him feel good. You gotta look smart. You gotta basically have nothing but underwear on and an old person's personality, and he'll get wet between the thighs. I mean, Jesus Christ. Joel, you're about to turn 40, right? All you gotta do is take your pants off and perform comedy, man. You'll have a groupie. Oh yeah. It's great. Oh yeah. By the way, Joel, this is a tie. I'll explain how it works later. People wear them to work, other formal settings. Who the fuck am I kidding, man? No one's ever gonna invite you to any of those things. The only reason why this man wears pants outside of his home is because he doesn't get arrested. And only because he's afraid of prison. And only because he's afraid of the prison nickname Fucker Not. Nothing could stop me from fucking him. You wouldn't even be able to move. Guys like me would just run train on you. It'd be like Bugs Bunny running around Tasmanian Devil, but I'd be sticking my dick everywhere. It'd be awesome. I wouldn't even have to lube up. You just have like a jelly donut stuck right here. Just pop it and just there it is. It's the kind of lube we can eat off each other later too, so dessert's covered, pal. Dessert's covered. Joel O'Connor is into geek chic, right? But let me explain to you, this is geek chic. What you got is geek shit. Every time you wear an Iron Man shirt, you take me right back to the IMAX experience. Oh my God. Does Marvel pay you to advertise, and what are the going rates of a walking billboard today? I was supposed to take that one out, but everyone else is just getting you right there, buddy. I would punch you in the gut too, but I'm afraid of like the rumor that the Fat Boys exploded because they had one pizza too many. That's why I don't hang out with you anymore. It's just because I'm afraid that you're gonna traumatize me, and I'm never gonna be able to look at another pregnant woman again without seeing just pizza exploding everywhere. You know, speaking of nerds, Brett Emerson, Jesus Christ, man. Brett, how old were you when you lost your virginity, and are you still lying about it today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. He's like the baby Huey of our stand-up set. Except for he doesn't appeal to children, and he scares the elderly. Brett, I'm calling you a baby. You're a giant infant. That's my joke, is that when I look at you sometimes, I think that there's a reason you shop at Hot Topic, because they only offer XXL. No, Brett's not fat, he just likes to look baggy because he feels bad for being 350,000 years old. I know you're a vampire, your fucking complexion just screams it, bro. I had to say bro in that one so Timmy Riney can hear what I was saying. Timmy fucking Riney. What is there to say about Timmy that hasn't been said at his probation hearing? Timmy Riney, a man who actually, by the will of his fucking will, quit drinking because the judge told him to stop drinking. And you know what? You call yourself an alcoholic? Let me tell you, no. Real alcoholics call their friends over, get them drunk, and have them sign the fucking AA sheet. You're just a loser. You actually listen to a judge and stop drinking? Try it like a real man, asshole. This isn't for a year, this is for life. He's just gonna start drinking the moment the judge is like, all right, parole granted. He's gonna be like, yes, I can't wait to go date rape a woman! Timmy, I'm calling you misogynist because your entire stand-up set screams it. And so does your attire. I've never seen you wear a t-shirt. I don't think you own a t-shirt. And I think if you did, you use it to choke yourself while masturbating. And the t-shirt's Megadeth, right? It's a man who's in 3 bands as a drummer. That's why no one knows you're in 3 bands. This is coming from a drummer. Kevin's a drummer. He moved from drums to bass. No one recognizes him still. So Timmy Riney's a lovable asshole, like a Jack Russell Terrier. God, that was my joke. Well, how's this one? I had a Jack Russell Terrier, and he ran away, and I actually cared. The opposite could be said about Timmy. So, I do love you, Timmy. He's like a brother in arms. He's busting his ass to do this comedy stuff. But Jesus Christ, how many times you gotta suck off James Hardesty to keep that thing going? And is there a huge bush right down there? Like, that's all I see is like, the reason why he's just like, ho, 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 because he's trying to trick people into thinking he's Santa and they can sit on his lap and get a wish. All right. God, I'm wrapping this up. You know what, though? It's like, we've talked about rehab, we've talked about AA, we've talked about my girlfriend, we've talked about all these comedians. I love you guys very, very, very much. I didn't get into Jackie because Colin's been cock-blocking me the whole time, but I love Jackie Kirsten to death. She was one of my favorite people in the world. I did the What Up Club variety show for about 2.5 years with her. She's doing it alone now. She actually had to dip into the bottom of the well and ask all you assholes to help out. And guess what? She didn't call any of you back! What does that say? Jesus. Hosting's a difficult job and I fucking love it. Randall understands what I'm talking about. But at the same time, Randall, have you been listening to what I say? Because when I watch you host, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Could do better than this. And he died, man. And Jesus, you can't resurrect just like he can. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure your fucking jokes have as many holes as he does. I like how you're laughing more than everyone else. Like, you're like, oh no, poor Randall, he's a father. This guy, I asked him to host this, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm too busy wiping shit out of corduroy. Is that code for something, Peter? I thought so. You're just a tranny in disguise, aren't you? You don't have a family. It's all one big fucking beard. You just go to fucking Seattle and dance your ass off. You're like, my name is Randall Isa. I'm a host of comedy. Peter's losing it back there.
It's like a jumbotron. It's so much corduroy.
Oh my God. All right, I got into all you fucking assholes, and I'm just gonna basically say this. I've been sober for a year in June. Thank you. And I couldn't have done it without any of you guys, because when I get the desire to drink, I just come and watch you guys do stand-up, and I just go home smiling. So thank you guys for being my before and after for what I could have become. You guys are the greatest. I love you to death. I got a fucking key at the racehorse. Thank you guys very much. Support Birmingham Comedy. Birmingham Comedy on Facebook. Birmingham Night Out every Tuesday. Gaffarnham is every Monday. We got Village Inn. We got all this shit. Just go online and look it up, man. If you want to get on stage, don't fucking talk to me anymore because I'm fucking done hosting.
Hey guys, let's give a big round of applause for Neill McLaughlin. All right. Don't forget to tip Nate back there. He's been working hard all night. Big round of applause for all the comedians tonight. Everyone did a great job. Look up Bellingham Comedy on Facebook and find us the next time. Thanks, guys.
God,